if you're going to pick up somebody's sloppy seconds, at least ask permission first.
Is there no one else to sleep with in LA?
Get a job. Go on LinkedIn, buddy.
He's breaking girl code.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Gina.
And
welcome to Mormon Wives Confidential. Oh my gosh, Jess, things are still so crazy.
I cannot believe that we started this podcast and had no idea the turns it would take in the last couple of weeks.
We just thought we were recapping the show, and little did we know there was more off-camera happening in real time than we ever could have imagined.
Guys, in fairness, we thought this was going to be way more lighthearted.
Yes.
This was not the plan.
This week, I think we can start with something other than Taylor, although Taylor will get to you in a few minutes.
Amen, girl.
There's so much going on with Jessi and Jordan and their divorce this week. I mean, to start, Jessi went on Call Her Daddy, which we missed by just hours with filming last week, and she made some really shocking accusations about Jordan, that he paid escorts and that he was going to sex parties.
No, not just sex parties. He was going to orgy parties.
Whatever.
Okay.
Some sort of orgy party that she didn't get too much into. She was like telling Alex Cooper, like, I'll tell you more off camera. And I was like, no, I want to know now.
We need to know. Well, I got to say, one of the things that I did note, and I know we're going to get there, but with Jessi making out with Chase, I think the Mormon Wives cast is basically a living, breathing orgy party. We just we're just not all naked together at the exact same moment. They just take turns being naked with each other. So it's
God, what a mess. And
so gross.
I mean, Jessi's interview was really, really juicy. And it also was really heartbreaking talking about, I mean, she's mentioned before, but just the emotional abuse she claims that she, was on the receiving end of with Jordan. And it was really ugly.
It doesn't seem like Jordan is a walk in the park by any means. And just when she talks about how when she was being outed for her, emotional affair with Marciano, in which she admitted that they kissed a couple of times, that she knew this whole time that Jordan had allegedly previously speaking with this escort. It's wild. It's how do you sit on that and have America think you're some kind of cheater when you know the information that that your husband allegedly was reaching out to escort services.
She was protecting him, and I wish she had just outed him at the time, but I think she knew her marriage would be over if she did.
Yeah, she really tried. I don't know why. God bless you.
I think with those having kids and being together for 5 years, I understand, but it's just she really took the heat when in reality, according to her, he was doing even worse. The divorce is ongoing. He blindsided her by filing a few weeks ago, right on the same day that the Bachelorette was canceled, as we know. And do you want to give us an update on what's going on with the divorce?
Yeah, so he filed literally that night. I think we touched on this briefly, but basically it seems like he must have tipped some people off about the filing because it was the end of the court day in Utah. It was very suspect that all of a sudden the news broke when it did, within 2 hours of that filing. But here we are. And so the filing went pretty contentious pretty quickly. He filed a restraining order. As we broke at the U.S. Sun, he filed a restraining order. We believe it was to keep her off of the podcast Call Her Daddy, probably. It appears that it was at least to silence her, likely. And then they both agreed to seal the divorce, which is really interesting because
Which I don't think anyone's reported yet.
They both agreed to seal the divorce, and you have to realize all of these people are very famous. All of these people who are dealing with divorces and custody cases and restraining orders. Taylor, we'll see you later. These people none of this stuff is sealed. And so it's really interesting that Jessi and Jordan both agreed to seal their divorce proceedings. And in that sealing order, which is something that I made sure to save before the whole thing got disappeared from the docket, because when they go to seal something, that you can't find the filing anymore. So I had saved it, and in that sealing order, it basically said that they're doing it for the protection of the children specifically. That, despite the fact that these are very famous people, it says this, I'm paraphrasing here, but in the sealing it says, despite the fact that there's public interest and that these are famous people, there's no way that we can safely protect the minors involved in this custody, in this divorce case. And so it is interesting considering there's been a lot of rumors about paternity and such with Jagger and with basically Jagger specifically. So
Right.
we'll see how that all pans out. But, or actually we won't see how that pans out because
Well,
it's
hopefully
sealed.
we'll learn, like through alternate means of what's going on. But it seems like for now, they're really trying to keep it out of the limelight. So things took an even crazier turn last week at the end of the week when Demois reported that Jessi was seen in LA. She was in LA for a long weekend recording Call Her Daddy. Miranda's ex-husband, Chase, who we know a lot about, was also in LA. They've had on Call Her Daddy, Jessi said that Chase has been supportive to her during her divorce.
And he's been they've been filming these cutesy videos together at the bus stops where we know Chase doesn't always take the bus, but here he is pretending he's at the bus stop waiting for the bus in Utah, which probably never comes. There's no way he could take the bus on a regular basis.
Right, and that kind of set the scene. I mean, it was clear that Jordan and Chase have never liked each other. They've always been at odds, so it was like, what's going on here? And little did we know there'd be accusations that Jessi and Chase were seen making out at a party in Los Angeles a few weeks ago. And when that story ran, it could have just been forgotten, but those casts reacted immediately, especially Chase's ex, Miranda, went on her Instagram and TikTok and did a video saying, "Get ready with me as my ex is a waiting room for my friends." And then a bouquet of flowers with an apology letter from Jessi saying, "I'm so sorry for what I did."
Oh, and then the reaction was pretty crazy. So Jordan basically lashed out and was like, "Oh, you can't even be faithful." Jordan lashed out at Jessi saying you can't even be faithful to your friends. But of course, I mean, everybody kind of blamed Jessi also in fairness because it is a pretty crappy non-girls girl thing to do.
She's breaking girl code.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you're gonna pick up somebody's sloppy seconds, at least ask permission first.
Is there no one else to sleep with in LA?
Yeah.
Is there
really?
no one
Come
else
on.
in the entire city? She was talking in Call Her Daddy about how she really wanted to play the field and meet new guys and explore her type. And it's like, you're
in LA. You're not even in Utah.
why do you have to hook up with Chase?
So gross.
So gross. I know he's hot and he's a bad boy and all these things, but there must be a lot of other hot bad boys in LA.
There's got to be.
Pick someone else.
He's still in LA, by the way.
It's a mess, and it looks like a lot of people are taking Miranda's side. Obviously, Jordan's going to jump on the bandwagon of the Jessi hate train, but even Layla was chiming in and being like, "My girl," basically having Miranda's back.
Yeah.
So it looks like Jessi is the new villain.
Ugh, Jessi, this is not what I wanted for you.
No, we were rooting for you.
We wanted you to have your come up and be hot and dating around. I really hope that this is just a ploy for getting the production back. I really just hope that this was a one-off. When Chase and Taylor had that date at the end, right? At the end of season 3, and then it picked back up in season 4, and they had a conversation about the date, and the date seems like maybe a production-related setup bullshit kind of thing.
So there is a fan theory, which, has some legs and some weight to it, that they're all just trying to get the pot stirred so production can really fully pick back up. And also so production will realize that they don't need Taylor Frankie Paul to make the show a success.
They really don't. I mean, she's stepped in and out of production a lot since the beginning of the show.
Jessi's hold my beer. I can take the reins.
I got this.
And I think, that's another theory that doesn't seem crazy.
I want so much more for Jessi than Chase. Who cannot show up to a court date to save his life. He did actually show up to his DUI court date in a stunning turn of events. I was very proud of you, Chase. Good job, buddy. The guy's a mess. He's a messy mess, and he's a boy. There's no other word for it. Sorry, guys, for having to bleep that. But I don't really think that there's any other word for it, and I really hope that Jessi does.
Let's hope it's
a 180 on that one.
Yeah, let's hope it's all faked. It could be. I mean, even Demi chimed in. Demi, who's been off the show, not filming forever, she chimed in, and I forget exactly what she said. Just basically she's showing her true colors. But
no, we won't sing it again.
I don't even think she said true colors, but she's showing her real side or something. And then Brett chimed in and was supporting Demi. So it's the cast is all jumping in.
Yeah, and then Chase, of course, shot at Jordan and told Jordan, get a job, go on LinkedIn, buddy.
Yes,
Right?
back to LinkedIn you go, Jordan. That's what they were saying,
Love it.
and
So
we
good.
love that. We really need Jordan to go get a job now that he can't. He lost his meal ticket.
That's it.
So yeah, there's that divorce is ongoing. The love triangle's ongoing. Let's see, like, is it true? Is it not true? Is Miranda going to forgive Jessi? You know, and we're just hoping that cameras are rolling for this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Taylor of it all.
I mean, we are still waiting for the other shoe to drop. We don't know, when it's going to drop or how, but the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office is just waiting for this all to flesh out to see if it's going to trigger a violation of her probation from the 2023 incident. So it is anybody's guess, but we are just waiting. It's got to happen at some point very soon.
Basically, this could all get even worse if she is arrested, which is still completely on the table. Some people might be like, oh, she didn't get, there's no charges, nothing's happening. But, as Jess has reported, it's very much still in play. It's a possibility.
So we have heard rumblings that Taylor is going to start releasing her side through her people. The Draper City Police Chief told me that there is going to be allegations against Dakota, in addition to Taylor, from their incident, and that there's going to be other allegations against Dakota. So it'll be really interesting to see what those are. And maybe we get a preview of that. I mean, it might be insane for her to start leaking her side through the press. It might interfere with the actual real live, criminal investigations that are happening right now. Maybe that's why they haven't emerged just yet. Maybe she's playing her cards. Maybe she's waiting for the investigation to wrap up. But we'll see. It's going to be either way. Eventually, it's going to come out. We know Taylor. Taylor loves to air it, regardless of if it makes her look terrible.
It's not if, it's when.
Yeah,
we are going to get her side of the story. She even in her statement through her new publicist, it basically was she will tell her story when the time is right. And as we've heard, it looks like she's planning that, and it's just a matter of will it interfere with the investigation or not.
Yeah, I'm sure she's chomping at the bit.
She's
playing the keyboard. She's like, guys, look, I'm learning how to play the piano. And
so she's back. She's still on TikTok and Instagram. She's on social media.
In total fairness to her, you stop posting and the algorithm hates you. So she kind of I get it. She kind of has no other choice but to keep
it's her job.
Going. It is her literal job. So she's biding her time, waiting to say what she can. I'm sure she's eager to tell her side of it. She'll be in court. It will be the judge reviewing the restraining order that Dakota filed against her that was temporarily granted. It's really a protective order. She is not allowed to see their 2-year-old son ever until at least then, which is heartbreaking. So I'm sure she's just I can't even imagine. As a mom, I couldn't even imagine not being able to see my kid for this long.
For a month?
Yeah, it's about a month. So
that's crazy.
So hopefully the judge, at least gives her a reprieve when it comes to seeing her son, Hey, you want to keep it against Dakota? Fine. It's probably for everybody's safety.
Oh, please. And hopefully if it's continued, hopefully she abides by it.
Right. I mean, we had seen some filings that looks like maybe they were
past.
In the past that looks like they haven't always had a easy time of staying apart when they're legally supposed to stay apart. Oh my God. So I'll just leave it at that because we still might do that story. But yeah, they have a hard time, those two, staying away from each other. If she gets arrested, I can't even imagine what's going to happen with the protective order hearing if she gets arrested between now and then. I really, honestly, I can't.
There could be a permanent custody loss or at least semi-permanent. Yeah. And then she definitely 100% will not be coming back to Mormon Wives if she's arrested. From what we've heard, she's not anyways.
Yeah. We know that some of the girls are participating in filming in a whole new spinoff in Orange County, California.
Yes.
Very exciting to see some fresh Mormon faces, which are words I never thought I'd say.
So, there's going to be a spinoff, and it's officially starring Jen Affleck, which is controversial because people think she's the least interesting. Some people think.
I don't disagree.
So there's been a lot of the other girls in LA recently or in California. Michaela she moved there at least temporarily. And then Layla was looking at homes in LA she posted. I think they're at least making cameos, some of the other girls.
Yeah, and we think Macy's sister looks like she's involved in
rumors.
It specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard that the franchise lives on.
Yeah. despite everything.
For our segment called The Sundial, we are going to call our colleague, Nicole Chenoweth, who has great ABC production sources who can help tune us in with what's going on with Taylor and Mormon Wives, The Bachelorette, and all this drama that's been unfolding for the past 2 weeks. All right, let's give her a call. Nicole, are you there?
Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here. You guys have been killing it with your Mormon Wives coverage.
Everyone is asking, is The Bachelorette ever going to see the light of day, Taylor's season?
I guess you can never say never, but at this point, it doesn't look likely. Basically, from what I'm told, it's a lose-lose situation for ABC. If they went on to go air it and it's a great season, everyone would be like, why would you cancel this in the first place? If they go on to air it and it's a terrible season, they'll all say, why did you even hire Taylor Frankie Paul in the first place? Look, it's a terrible season. So they really don't have a winning path right now to go down. I think their focus right now is really focusing on letting the dust settle because they really have never found themselves in this kind of situation before. It really is unprecedented. So their main goal right now, let the noise die down, let the fan fury die down, and then they'll go forward next steps. In terms of airing the season, though, it just seems so unlikely. I don't know a path where they could do that successfully at this point.
Nicole, I loved your exclusive on how it seems unlikely that Taylor is going to return to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, at least anytime in the near future. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes with that particular exclusive and your sourcing on that?
Before all of this even kind of came to light, before the general public knew of how bad the turmoil was behind the scenes, production from Mormon Wives paused in late February, early March. And that's because a lot of the people that are on the show, a lot of Taylor Frankie Paul's castmates, raised concerns about their behavior. They went to production and said, we don't know what's going on here, but this is not necessarily a good environment. They essentially said that her behavior made it so it's a toxic situation while filming. So her castmates don't even really want to film with her outside of all of the noise. So when you have castmates being like, I don't really want to film with this one person, on top of all of the Hulu and ABC execs being like, this girl is a liability, all of that together is making it very, very unlikely that she is going to be on Mormon Wives next season. That being said, she doesn't really have a lot to lose at this point. So she'll jump at any opportunity she has. If they want her to, film even a little bit of scenes, maybe 1 or 2 scenes, I'm sure she'll jump at that opportunity. In terms of her coming back to be a full-time cast member, that doesn't seem likely at this point.
Yeah, Michaela seemed to hint a little bit that they might have started filming already. She posted something funny over the weekend about producers with cameras and saying that she was crying because it's all so difficult. So we'll see if that's actually the case or not, because I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, how can they not monopolize and monetize this situation at this point? I mean, they've already lost so much. I'm sure they're very eager to get back in there.
100%.
The Taylor Frankie Paul scandal is not big enough to derail the whole Secret Lives of Mormon Wives franchise. It will be back. I'm assuming probably bigger than ever, especially after all of this. Every day that they don't film costs them money. It is very expensive to put on a TV show. They are paying a lot of people that are still getting paid even if it's not actively in production. So they want this to get picked up and cameras rolling again as soon as possible. I wouldn't be surprised if they already are filming a little bit here and there, but it's my understanding that it's going to be happening very, very soon. Most likely in April, we will be seeing some rumblings of some things. And they also, from a content perspective, they want to capture this aftermath. They don't want to wait weeks and weeks for it to die down and then capture it. From the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives perspective, they want this Bachelorette drama on their camera lenses at least, so they can then show the viewers all of the chaos going on behind the scenes.
One of the interesting things that the Draper City police chief, and I didn't even name him as a police chief in my story because I didn't want everybody blowing up his phone, but he's not talking to anybody anymore anyway. One of the interesting things he told me was that Dakota basically alleged domestic violence against Taylor Frankie Paul, but but she also alleged that he was violent with her. And then I was told by the police chief that there were other allegations made by Taylor against Dakota, and like other allegations, like outside of a violent nature.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like maybe he stole something from her. Maybe he was like threatening her. I'm not really sure what something else.
It could be anything.
It could be
with
anything.
them.
So, I mean, I think that it could be like problematic for Hulu and production to allow Dakota to film when there are allegations pending against Dakota as well. Like these aren't just allegations against Taylor.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see. I mean, if they let him near set, that might be a real problem.
I really don't think that Dakota will be able to film if Taylor can't, because he's so involved in the investigation, and not to mention that all the other cast members hate him so much. All the women hate him. I don't see anyone willing to film a scene with him.
No, except for Jordan.
Except for Jordan. No one else wants to touch him. So it seems highly unlikely that Dakota will be back filming. But besides those two, there's plenty of drama to go around.
Yeah.
Nicole, I know that you had some information on how Taylor is still getting paid for The Bachelorette, even though the season isn't airing.
From what I've been told from sources that are very close to the production team, ABC essentially shot themselves in the foot when they let her go specifically for the footage of the 2023 arrest. From what I'm told, the network knew, obviously they knew about this situation. It was on season 1 of Mormon Wives. It was highly publicized, highly covered. Taylor was not secretive at all about this. So if they wanted any information about this, aside from seeing the footage itself, it was all very laid out on the table. And they decided to hire her as the lead of this multi-billion-dollar franchise anyway. And that's on them. Taylor was open about her past issues. She was open about wanting to move on from them, wanting to grow and learn from them. And ABC decided to hire her. Now, when all of that footage came to light, of course it was shocking to see, even if you knew about it. To see that play out was terrible. And that's when ABC had a change of heart and said, we cannot do this. But because they had already hired her, and because she fulfilled all of her obligations in her contract, she did everything she said she was going to do. And because they let her go over a situation that they already knew about, they have to pay her out legally. They cannot hold any of the paycheck. Say they had let her go for the 2026 incident more recently, we would be having a different conversation. But because it was over something that the network was well aware of, they have to pay her out because she fulfilled her obligations. I've never seen a network, let alone someone like Disney, ABC, handle something in such an abrupt, chaotic way.
Yeah.
It really is shocking to see.
What a train wreck. Like we could have never in a million years when we started this like podcast, like expected that it was going to take such a dark turn so quickly in like the span of a week. Like in the span of a week, everything changed with this.
The ratings for The Bachelorette have been spiraling downhill, like very, very quick decline in viewership across the whole franchise. But The Bachelorette specifically, they needed a home run to save their franchise. And that's ultimately why they decided to go with the risk of Taylor Frankie Paul, because she was a controversial name, but she was a name that people knew. And she was a name that whether you really liked her or maybe you didn't like her as much, you're probably going to click to see what kind of mess she's getting into. And so they knew that, and that's part of the reason why they took that gamble. I don't think even they thought it was going to end the way that it did. Clearly not, or they wouldn't have made that very pricey mistake. But that's part of the draw as to why they even had Taylor as the lead in the first place. They kind of wanted a little bit of chaos. They just wanted contained chaos, and it got out of control.
Thank you so much. This was so helpful and enlightening.
Thank you guys for having me. This was so fun. Keep killing it.
So I think we really need to recalibrate on where everyone stands.
We've decided that it's best to not have anybody with legal issues in our Saints and Sinners roundup because they're already in enough hot water.
Yes, I guess
they don't need us bashing them anymore.
Let's start with Jessi. Let's start with Jessi.
Jessi, she's still firmly in that sinner category for me. She now made out with Miranda's ex-husband.
Allegedly,
which is so gross. I mean, it seems pretty fair. She did send an apology note with flowers to Miranda. So, I mean, even if she didn't, she has something to say sorry for. So that's rough on you. So you stay in the sinner category for me.
And I completely agree. There's no way after you break girl code, you can stay in the same category. You're there.
Yeah.
So we have Jordan, who
Oh, God, Jordan.
he is firmly.
Jordan, you've made a pact with the devil.
Yes,
No.
you are in the sinners category. You are staying there. I don't see him ever leaving it. He is in the fiery pits of hell,
He has a villain-like quality to him.
physically and mentally
yes.
and psychologically in every single way.
Yeah, so he is firmly in the sinners category for sure.
Michaela and Jace.
Michaela and Jace. Michaela still remains a sweetheart, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saint.
Yeah.
I mean, Jace is a saint, especially compared to his counterparts.
Yeah. I think out of the dad talk people, he is closer to a saint than any of them.
Jen and Zach.
Okay.
Where's Jen?
Jen, I'm going to put her in the sinner category.
Me too.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had a different answer in the beginning, but I feel like she did Whitney really dirty.
So dirty. And yeah, so dirty. And Zach too.
Yeah, both
Zach.
of them.
I mean, Zach will forever be the bottom of the barrel for me. Like, I don't even know how Jen has stayed with this guy. He's such a creep.
Yeah,
I
both
can't
of them.
even- Yeah.
Both of them in the sinners, very firmly
Sick.
there after the season and after recent events.
Macy and Jacob, saints.
Yeah.
They're lovely.
I love Jacob. I think he's hot and he's a great dad and partner.
Yeah, I don't know if I find him as attractive as you do.
Oh, I think he's so cute.
Yeah, I think he's good. He's good. And Macy's beautiful. And
Yeah.
and they're just like the least problematic out of every single cast member.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Miranda, and well, we might as well put Chase there.
I
even
know.
though
I
they're
feel bad 'cause
divorced.
they're
Sorry,
divorced.
Miranda.
Or they're separated at least, not
right. They're not
actually
actually divorced as the U.S. unexclusive.
So I
birth.
guess they'll be a pair.
Yeah.
Much to her
chagrin.
All right, Miranda, saint.
Saint Miranda for sure. I mean,
Always has
you
been.
have to put up with Chase. You are a saint.
And Chase, obviously, we know where he is.
No, he's a sinner. He's like in the
Firmly
pits of
in the pits of hell in the sinners category.
Yes, Chase. Sorry,
Layla,
a saint.
saint.
Yeah, Saint.
She's
Layla.
always been.
Yeah.
She'll always be in my mind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, leaving out the rest of them, I think that's it. Looks like the sinners pile got real,
Real deep.
real deep. You know,
There's
we're
this-
digging.
What is it, how many pits? Seven
layers
circles.
of
Seven
hell,
circles of
seven
hell, all filled up.
They are
with
filled
these
up.
people.
You know, like the saints categories got much lighter. You know, so that's where we are. All right. Well, I think that wraps us up, and we will see you all next week.
Yep.
And more will be revealed.
More certainly will be revealed.
And as we always ask,
Will Mom Talk survive this? Dad Talk.